Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching Glenda's Dragon's Den on Glenda's Magical Creations channel. Just want to say thank you for being here every week supporting this show. I love the fact that so many of you actually share it. They participate in the chat. Please, the more you share, the more people get to know others and get to know other perspectives. And that is what this is all about. Um, Tonight, I have a wonderful guest. Her name is Lora. Hi, how are
Hi.
you? Welcome, honey. And, you know, my audience may or may not know you. So let's hear all about you.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm Lora Cheadle. I just realized I forgot to type my last name on the thing, but I am Lora Cheadle. I do have a last name too. And I just kicked my cat off my lap, so I'm picking cat hair off of me at the moment too.
It's just, it's life, right?
It
It's just
is.
life. It's
It
just life.
is.
So,
Yeah, it's all the things. Um, a little bit about me because I'm so excited to get to know people here. I started off as a corporate attorney, and people are probably like, wait, what the heck? Started off as a corporate attorney. I had always been spiritual and magical and connected to all the things, but I kind of had this shift like, oh, I'm going to grow up and I have to put all of that stuff behind me and I have to get into my head and I have to be a lawyer and I have to do all of the things and get serious. I think a lot of people kind of go through that. And
mhm,
you realize what we think of as real life really isn't real life. You know,
mhm.
that's the illusion.
Yep.
And it took a while. I had to kind of go through my own burnout journey being a lawyer. I had 2 kids. It's my husband traveled part-time. It's really hard to live in that corporate space. So I walked away
Mhm.
and created a healing business. And at the time, Doreen Virtue was big. So I got certified as an angel reader through Doreen Virtue. I did integrated energy therapy. I went back to school and became a hypnotherapist. I did the yoga and the Reiki and the crystals. And I just dove into everything that I thought that I enjoyed.
Right.
And it filled me up so much and I loved it. And then I kind of got into that spiritual place of like, I'm a spiritual powerhouse and I know it all and I'm doing it all. And that's when I found out my husband had been cheating on me for 15 years.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, of our 23-year marriage. And it was one of those situations that took me down. And I thought, "But I've done it right." You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Mhm.
meditating, and I'm peaceful, and I'm connected, and I'm listening to spirit, and I'm intuitive. So how could I have missed all of this? Like, I shouldn't have missed this. Long story short, because healing is not an overnight journey by any
No.
means, this has been the most divinely gifted journey. It happened at the right time. It opened me up to channeling that I in a way that I had never been open before. My husband and I came back together. We have a healthier, stronger, more spiritually connected relationship than we have ever had. My level of understanding is so much deeper, and it ended up really being one of the most profound experiences that I have ever journeyed through.
Mhm. Well, I could tell you, I'm an ex-paralegal. I was that for 35 years. So,
You get it.
oh, I get it. And I had 3 kids. So I got it. And their father also, one of the things, cheated. So,
Yep.
and I should have picked it up.
Right.
Because we were blind. We're right there emotionally involved and we're too close to the situation.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Oh, it does. It does. And what was also really interesting about it, I was already in this healing place, this spiritual place. Before I found out, I had this knowledge, this wisdom downloaded to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is an incredible healing framework. It's built on like everything that I've done. This is
Mhm.
amazing. I reached out to like a book agent. It's hard to get an agent. He's like, this is incredible. I'm like, I know, right? I'm so smart. Um, Sold the book immediately to New World Library. They're like, this is incredible. But the hang up that my agent kept saying and the publisher kept saying is, what problem does this framework solve? And I was like, yeah, all the problems? I don't really know. It wasn't until I learned about the betrayal, I'm like, it solves the problem of betrayal.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, whether it's infidelity, whether it's any kind of betrayal, it solves the problem of feeling like you've been betrayed. How did I know that before I knew I had experienced this?
Mhm.
Mhm.
You had to go through it.
Sure did.
Yeah. So it's wonderful to hear that you made it back into a
Yeah.
stronger relationship. Wasn't so lucky, but it's okay. My time was up with that,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
had to move on. But we each have our own thing. But that would have been a great time
Yeah.
to have gone through your book, and
Mhm.
because I at that point, spiritual, not spiritual, whatever, you have a real raw human moment.
Oh, yeah. And it hurts so bad.
And it can affect you if you let it for many, many years to come. So,
Yes.
it's,
And I love that you said that because that was a huge turning point for me. I I felt like my whole life had been a lie and that my whole business on wellness and positivity and spiritual growth was just a lie also. And I had this moment where I thought, you know what? If I let him, if I let those other women take this away from me, take away who I am and what I'm passionate about, they win. And oh my gosh, I am not going to let them win by taking everything that brought me joy away.
right, right. Very true. And that's
Mhm.
where the attorney experience came in.
Yes, right?
That was like where you're like, nope, 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 you're not winning this one.
Nope,
So,
not at all. It's like justice is for me, and I'm creating it, and you're not gonna win this one.
exactly, exactly. So, what's the name of the book that you actually finally
Yeah,
got out?
it's called Flaunt. Drop your cover and reveal your smart, sexy, and spiritual self.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
And I'll have that link, guys, in the description. So you don't
great.
have to worry about, oh, we missed it. Whatever. Yeah, yeah, I got you. You know, I always got you. So, what did people, see in you differently? Because I know when we come out of something like that, where, completely destroyed
Yeah,
environment, completely, and then you rebuild.
yeah.
What do people have any did people start to notice the difference right away or
It's interesting. W So many different layers to that.
right.
People have their own perceptions. And what people would put on me was not always what was happening. You know what I mean? Some people would be like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna be destroyed and you're gonna be ruined." And other people are like, "Why aren't you taking him for all he's worth? Are you covertly angry and you're gonna hide and you're gonna suck him back in and then you're gonna get revenge later on?" Like people had these stories that they would put on me.
Right.
And it was like, okay, I'm hearing that, I'm taking that in, but that's not who I am,
Mhm.
and that's not how I am. And it took a while for my husband to come clean and to let his ego down enough to say what was really going on with him too,
Mhm.
and to lean into his truth about why he did this and who he was, and that he was legitimately sorry, that this was him acting out in pain, and that he wanted to reconnect and needed to reconnect and to humble himself in a way.
Mhm.
So, as we're going through this process, and then it's like we had the soul contract to do this in a way,
Right. Right.
you know? And
Mhm.
we had to have this collision and then let everything go and find each other again and rebuild. And it was hard for people to watch because they didn't really understand
Mhm.
what was going on. So at first, people are putting their story on me, and then they're
Mhm.
seeing this growth and this strength. And that's when people are like, "Oh my God, who are you? You are so strong. Oh my God, you were right. I never would have seen this turning point."
Mhm.
And they went from putting judgment and putting their story on me to kind of being in awe, like, "How do you do this? I want that level of peace. I want that level of certainty. I want that level of self-trust too. Oh my God, how did you do that?"
Mhm. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So, tell us more about your journey and how you got to where you are today.
It's so crazy. Um, I have this spiritual connection now and this knowingness and this trust. The the acronym FLAUNT, my book is called FLAUNT. All of my work is around FLAUNT. And it's an acronym, it's a five-step process, but it's also the energy around flaunt. When we're hurt, when we're insecure, when we're proving our worth, we're crumpled, we're contracted. And flaunt is that energy of bring it on, it's all good. I will shine my light. You can receive it or not, and it doesn't change me.
Mhm.
My journey went from, as an attorney, I really did seek to prove my worth. I had to get the right degrees. I had to get the right job. You have to be right. You have to have the answers. And also being a female in the early 90s,
Mhm.
it was a different world. And I had a lot of judgment put on me. I had a judge tell me my legs were too nice, my smile was too nice, maybe I should wear my hair up. I had people say, "You're too pretty to be smart." I mean, are you freaking
Mm.
kidding
Oh,
me?
yes. Yes.
I yeah, I had a lot. So it did dim my light. It did cause me to cover up in that fear, in that shame.
Mhm.
And my journey has really this is a whole other piece of the journey. At age I grew up dancing. I love dancing. A lot of little girls love dancing. I
Mhm.
loved performing. I loved dancing. At age 44, I started dancing burlesque, like
Nice.
professional burlesque on the stage, traveling the world, because I love it, because it's fanciful, because it's magical, because it's
Mhm.
glittery, because I get to because I want to.
Mhm.
One of the things that I love so much about burlesque that a lot of people don't know is it's not stripping, like, "Let me show you my perfect body and have you inspire lust in you."
Right.
Burlesque is all ages, it's all sizes, it's all abilities. It's kind of the middle finger to the patriarchy,
Mhm.
to uptight culture, and to society that this is what women look like, and guess what? We age, and we don't have tight little tummies, we have rolls, we have cellulite, and we just
Mhm.
revel in our bodies and the joy of being who we are anyway.
Very good.
And I just leaned into that attitude, like, "This is me. I'm gonna show you who I am, and if it makes you uncomfortable, you can sit with your discomfort, that's fine."
Very good.
Yeah, and it's this interesting juxtaposition of I can be who I am, and I can also be very spiritual and divine all at the same time. I can be raucous, I can be smart, I can be spiritual, I can be like the proverbial everything, the virgin and the whore, the mother and the I can be it all because that's who I am, that's who we all are,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just released so much judgment, so much shame, even talking about infidelity. Oh my gosh, there was a time where I would have internalized that as, "I don't want people to know."
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's talk about it. Statistically speaking, it happens to about half of all marriages. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
75% of relationships. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
Right. Exactly. And bring it out into the open. Let's not put all these real human subjects
Yeah.
into the closet. No, no, sweep it under the rug, quiet, like it used to be. But that's
Yeah.
because women have been put in a box. You're
Yes.
supposed to look like this. You're supposed to act like this. You're supposed to talk like this. You're supposed to walk like this. And
Yeah.
God forbid you get out of that little script that they gave you.
Yes.
And yes, and I have everybody confused that knows me because one day I could be very joke around really dark, and the other day I'm joking around, kind of sexual, and they're like,
What?
"What?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be spiritual. What does that mean?
Yeah.
You're putting me in a box again."
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when people contact you, because I know you do, private stuff.
Yeah.
What's the process, kind of?
Yeah. Um, Couple of different ways. Sometimes people contact me because they're going through infidelity and they're raw and they need help right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, we can do one-on-one sessions. My favorite way to work is like in a 6-month container where
Yeah.
we do a combination of hypnotherapy, coaching, energy work, spiritual. What is going on? Why are you having this experience? Why would your soul choose to have this experience? What could it mean for your growth?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people just contact me because I channel a group of spiritual guides called the Librarians. And what they do, they're in the Akashic realm and they hold the records um, of the lesson that we as humans experience, not
Mm-hmm.
your individual records, but the records around the experience.
Right.
So, betrayal, abandonment, poverty, whatever that negative experience it is, they hold the collective records of everybody who has gone through that experience. So we can glean information about what did other people do with this? Why did other souls have that? Why am I here? What am I contributing to the collective by going through this difficult experience?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people just want a reading with the librarian. Sometimes they want coaching. Sometimes they want hypnotherapy. Sometimes they're like, I just need to figure out what's going on and what I need. But it's always very personalized. It's always very tailored. It's always very one-on-one. Do you need me to tell you what child support guidelines look like in your jurisdiction? I can do that.
See, that's an added bonus there.
Yes, it is. I can tell you that. I'm not giving you legal advice, but I am telling you.
This is kind of how it would look.
Exactly. Here's your divorce preview.
Yeah.
And what you might wanna do to protect yourself right now is, let's start by making sure your name is on the title of that house.
And you have all the legal documents.
Exactly. Collect tax records and
Yeah.
so, yeah, from the very practical to the very spiritual, what is the
Right.
soul contract? What's going on to get a credit card in your own name?
Hmm. Seriously, seriously, because that's the first thing that they do.
Yes.
You act against them, And
Yes.
the first thing they do is they shut off phones, shut off credit cards. And if you're staying in the house while they get thrown out, they shut off cable, they shut off electricity. There's no
Yes.
water. You name it.
Oh,
You,
yeah,
so
always.
yeah.
Yeah, stash some cash and get a credit card.
Yes. Stash cash. That's a very good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you kind of need that in the very beginning while all this other stuff gets in place.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
99% of the people who get divorced, the other party is not willing on their own to help out.
No, and
You know.
people get hurt, and they
Yeah.
get into their ego, and they're going to lash out, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's why, like, yes, it's so good to have the spiritual understanding and why we came together and what we co-created, but you're also in a human world, so yeah,
You got to
get
have
that.
a package. The,
Yeah,
the whole package. That's how it works. So
yeah,
and so that sounds like a very interesting way of doing it. And like you said, it's very individualized. So every person gets exactly what they need to move on,
yeah,
to get themselves in a better place.
absolutely.
Um, Now, what would you recommend for somebody who isn't going through divorce and isn't quite sure what's going on with them?
Mhm.
Would that type of the same system work for them?
Yeah, yeah. What What I had said earlier, like, FLAUNT is an acronym. These are the
Hmm.
5 steps that I walk a lot of people through. The F, I'll give a preview of all of them, and then I'll go in a little bit for your situation.
Yeah.
F stands for find your fetish, and we'll talk about that in the middle. L is laugh out loud. AU is the golden center of FLAUNT, that's accept unconditionally. N is navigate the negative, and T is trust in your truth. And the flow of that might not make sense at first, but if you're going through something and you do not know what you wanna do,
Hmm.
always finding your fetish is returning back home to the things that bring you joy.
Hmm.
Who am I? What do I want? I am a nurturer. I value humor. I love movement. I love intellect and learning. Like, what are those key pieces of you? What do you love? What do you value? Because when we're stressed and we're trying to make a decision, we get so external. We focus on all of these other things that aren't us. We focus on what people might think, what other people have done, and we lose touch with what matters to us.
Hmm.
So I always have people start there. You can figure out how to arrange the pieces when you are at your own center. And then that next step of L, laugh out loud. Laughter is the number one way to calm and re-regulate the nervous system. So when we're up in arms and we can't figure it out and we have a big decision and there's a lot of consequences, we move from the prefrontal cortex to the survival portion of our brain and we can't think. We just we just react. We're in survival mode
Right.
and we make decisions, we do things and blah, 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 blah. If you can consciously bring in some laughter, it feels good.
Hmm.
It tones the energy of everybody around you down because laughter is contagious. But most importantly, it re-regulates your nervous system so you can start making decisions that actually make sense. You can
Hmm.
see the future, you can plan.
Very, very true. Very true.
Yeah.
So,
So always start there with your center, with laughter, with a re-regulated nervous system. And then that next place is AU, accept unconditionally. Oh boy, is that hard. But just think about how much time we waste trying to change other people.
hmm.
Uh-huh. We gotta accept things like with the betrayal. It happened. I have to accept that it happened. I don't want it to have happened. It happened. How do I accept that unconditionally and release myself from if only he would have, if only I would have, if only they would have, if only blah, blah. It'll make you crazy.
Hmm.
and finding that acceptance of yourself, other people, the situation. Once you find even the tiniest bit of acceptance, then you're free to move forward. And that's where the N in FLAUNT, the navigation comes in. That's where, what do I need? Do I need hypnosis? Do I need a reading with the librarians? Do I need a consult with an attorney? Do I need therapy? Do I need energy work? What do I need? This is when you start navigating and putting the pieces in place.
Mm-hmm.
And then that very last piece brings you right back home to yourself. That is trust in your truth. Get all those things, get all the help, see all the people, have all the conversations, but you've got to connect with your soul, with your body, and make decisions that feel right to you. Because my story is not yours,
Mm-hmm.
and my decisions are good for me, and you've got to trust that yours are also good for you.
Very true. And that is one of the first things that we lose is the trust in ourselves because we're like, why didn't I see it? How could I have missed it? How could I have been so wrong? So that is one of the first thoughts that come to your mind after you want to kill them.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
so, um, so tell us a little more and add the thing with the librarians.
Yeah.
Okay, so you channel them,
Yes.
and basically you just connect to the person, and you, okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I connect, it's kind of like a two-way connection. The librarians always come in kind of on my left side, and I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like now, I
They're
feel
right there. I know.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's yeah, it's like they just come in, and it feels like divine wisdom. It's very grounded,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very connected to the all, because what they say, like what they're saying even now is we we are all part of the whole. We are all part of universal consciousness. And yes, we are expressing and learning as individuals, but it's all in service of the whole. And when we are here in human form, we sometimes get so connected to it is us, it is me, I am going through this, that we lose track of the greater the greater connection, the greater growth, the greater good of everybody. And finding this wisdom, finding this truth brings that peace and understanding, because it's not it's simultaneously less important and more important. My little story in the greater scheme of things doesn't matter that much. It doesn't matter if I gain an extra 10 pounds. It doesn't matter if I make a poor investment and I lose $5,000. It doesn't, like, there's so many things that we can get so hung up on
Right.
that don't matter, and yet still we don't pay enough attention to the things that do matter. Leading Having an aha moment, having a shift in understanding, and taking one small step forward with a stake in the ground saying, "This is not right," matters so much more than we think it matters. And finding that balance of who we really are and the power that we really have changes everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That, very deep, very deep. So,
That
that
was them,
is.
not me.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was it.
Oh dear Lord. So, hey, you gotta give them credit, right? Credit where it's
Exactly.
due.
Exactly.
Uh, so, when you do all this and even your own experience, you transformed using your the thing that you had channeled, the
Yes.
approach that you had channeled, and you just couldn't put it together until you finally. And then they said, okay, well, you have to go through it in order to finally be able to lock it in.
Yes.
When did you, from the time that you figure out that there was the betrayal, how long did it take you to realize, uh, wait a second, let me get out of my own way because this is what needed to happen in order for me to realize what this whole program was about?
Longer than I wished.
Valid, valid. I could understand.
Yeah, yeah. Things would come in and, like that. The channeling is opening up. I'm understanding things. I'm seeing things on a soul level, not on a human level. And then the words of a text that I saw would come in, or, the memory of a picture that I would see and would come in, and it'd be like, "Ah!" And the rage and the unfairness, and then, okay, my husband and I are learning, we're working, he's having this huge spiritual awakening, we go to Peru, we have this, deep experience with a shaman, we're doing all these things, and then it'll be like, "Yeah, but I was already here, and now I'm supposed to be happy for you. Yay, you, but what about me?" And it's like, this is
It's
not.
being human and real, right? That's what
Yeah,
it is, you know?
yeah, and then I'd be like, "Yay, accept unconditionally," and then I'd be like, "Screw that." Like, "We're not going there. No, 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 no." So it took a while.
But, this is what I wanted to bring out. The point I wanted to bring out is because people say, oh, you're spiritual, you should be. And I'm like, buddy, I was born human. I may be
Yeah,
spiritual. There's a soul in here. I am very connected to the divine. I've always have been, and to all the, all the light out there. But I still have emotions. I still, my body still reacts.
oh, yeah.
There are times where you just look at somebody and you want to go, boop, you know, it's like
Yes.
that's just that's just being human, and that's why we're spiritual beings having a human experience. We're
Exactly.
trying to navigate all of it in one at the same time, the best way we can.
Oh, yeah.
And it's okay to be angry at times. Just learn, acknowledge it, and learn from it, and
Yeah.
all that other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I love that you said that too, because nothing ticks me off more too than when people try to spiritually bypass something.
oh yeah.
I did have somebody say, "Well, just pray it away." And I'm like, dude, if we could just pray away infidelity, like, what are you thinking? No.
That kind of worked hundreds of years ago
Yeah.
because women didn't have options, but
Yeah.
you was just stuck, and you had to pray it away and just continue being that good little wife.
Right. And I'm like, not for me.
We're not born in those times.
No.
And
Oh,
you could
no, things are gonna
appreciate
change.
them. You could appreciate the fact that they're trying to give you what they can possess as a good advice, at that moment.
Exactly.
But it's like
Yeah, and I love what you said, like, if you have no other options and that's you can turn to that, yes,
right, right,
but we have other options, and we have
exactly,
so many more options than we even know we have, and
exactly,
that's
exactly.
what I'm gonna lean into.
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
Now, I I see uh, from the librarian side of you as somebody who keeps going like this. So I
Uh-huh.
don't know if they want to talk to me or not through you, but they're like going like, "Hey, hi,
Hello,
hello,"
hello.
and I'm like, I'm trying to kind of ignore it, but they're getting.
Exactly, louder and louder.
I'm like, all righty then, I'll mention it just so we could get
Yeah.
it out.
Okay, this coming through what's coming through right away, and ask questions, there it's like there's so much coming in.
I know.
Like, that's slow. Slow, slow, slow. Um, one of your one of your gifts, and Laura knows that you know this, but one of your gifts is around making connections and drawing connections between things. And it's this common thread. And the word that I'm hearing, it's like this common thread. It's also like the spider web of the common thread, but it's like you are spinning this threads through so many different layers of understanding. And it is that thread. They're telling you that this thread needs to go more places. There is more, like a spider's web, how it's sticky and it attracts, it traps, it brings in. Your words are like that spider web, and they attract and they bring in. And even the things that you say, people don't, you don't see that your words have that sticking power, and you don't always see how much of an impact that you have with the words that you speak. There are people that will have just very minimal contact with you, but there is something that's stuck. And it's that it's I love the bug analogy. It's like this mosquito, this little gnat, and it's like they'll keep swatting at it like, "What is that? What is that? What is that?" Well, it's the nugget of information. It's that enlightenment. It's that crack. And to say that you create cracks for people might sound like it's a negative thing, but it's a positive thing. You're creating cracks in the facade for people just with little words, and they'll go back to it, and they'll go back to it, and that crack will get a little bit bigger, and that crack will get a little bit wider. And you don't even know that you're doing it. I mean, yes, through the podcasting, through the reach and the things like that that you have. Yes, those are some big cracks, but it's deeper than that. And you're creating more cracks than you realize. And what they're waving at is it's do more. But it's do more not in the realm of doing, it's do more in the realm of look at people, make eye contact, smile, say words to people, say those little nuggets that you're saying inside your head out loud to even the people that you don't think can receive them. Because of the stickiness of your words, it will create something. And there's more.
Oh, they have a sense of humor. I'll tell you about it in a minute.
Okay. There I don't totally understand this analogy, but it's like this ball going around with these sticky spider webs, and that it looks like it's this pile of goo because everything is sticking, like it's like the ball from Pixar and Toy Story with the star on it, and all of these webs are, like, sticking to it and connecting it, and people might look at it and you might say, "Oh, this looks messy," but it's not. It's brought together all of these things that have always been needing to come together.
Okay, thank you. And there was one there that they changed, and
Yeah.
then there's one going like, like what you're saying. Look, what you say? What you say? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, spiderweb, really? Like, oh, oh, they have such a sense of humor. Oh my goodness, thank God. I
Oh,
appreciate that.
they do, and I wanna hear more.
They um they gave me a dream almost like that, you know, the other side, about 3 weeks ago, where
Really?
there was this little tiny spider, and I said, "Oh, that's cute, little tiny spider." And they said, "That's you," and I'm like, "Really? Okay, it fits. I'm less than 5 feet tall, so that fits." And I'm having this conversation in the middle of the night, half asleep. And I was like, "Yeah, okay. Could I go back to
Whatever.
sleep now?" They're like, "Nope, nope, nope. Stay up." Oh, really? And and they kept doing the web, and I'm like, what does this mean? So that's why when they were going like this, I'm like, okay, let me just, you know what, they're there
Yeah.
making sure that I see them for a reason. That's why every once in a while I kind of looked not at you directly but to the side, and I'm like, they're getting
Uh-huh.
they're getting stronger. They're getting
Uh-huh.
stronger. They're getting stronger. So
Yeah. And you also this is coming in this is not coming from the librarians, this is coming through your ancestral lineage. Part of the reason that you chose spiderweb, and they're saying that you chose that is because they're not easy to see. They're translucent, so many people will ignore them, not see them, or walk right by them. And this is part of your lineage in healing. And historically, you have had a lineage in healing. Your ancestors have been healers, you have been a healer, and it's kind of that fear of, "I don't wanna be burned at the stake because I'm"
been
yeah,
there, done that. Still
yeah,
remember? No, thank you.
yeah, yeah. So this is why you can cast out these spider webs that are sticky, but they're not super visible.
Yes, like I keep telling people, I've been there, done that. Know where the factory is. I probably burned the factory because I can't do it again.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
But it's definitely there. So thank you for acknowledging that, and hopefully now they won't bother you too much.
Exactly. But if they do, I'll email you and be like, "Oh, hey, what's going on with" because that happens a lot when I work one-on-one with people, like, we do this whole session,
Right.
and it'll be, like, a day later or something, and it's like something is just in there, and I'll always be like, "Okay, what's up with?" And it's always something really funny, like yeah,
Oh no, I love it. I love the I knew that the librarians
yeah.
were always had a sense of they got to have a sense of humor.
Oh, they
For
do.
goodness sakes.
They do.
The humans are mad. They
Yes.
gotta be able to laugh at this stuff.
Yes, and what they do a lot and this is I just it's so funny. There's so many puns, there's so many words that we use as humans that's are true, and that we
Mhm.
don't realize they're true, and they're always like, "Do you not see that?" And it's like, "Oh my god, that's hilarious, you're right." It's right there in front of us, and our languaging, and our words, and our culture,
Mhm.
and it's right there,
Mhm.
and we
Mhm.
miss it.
Yep. Yep.
We
Yep.
miss it.
So but I'm sorry I had to do that because if not, he, I don't think they would have even left you alone
I
because
don't think so either.
they were starting to get louder and louder and louder, and I'm like,
Like,
okay, let's bring this down. Let's just get it over and done with because I
yeah.
cannot even focus when
No,
they're like,
exactly,
so.
exactly. And that's yeah, and that's how they are, especially to somebody who's open and who needs that. It's like, "Okay, we're here, we're here."
I'm always open, whether I need it or not. Sometimes I'm like, but
Not today.
but I am open to it because I've always spoken to the other side. And
Yeah.
even as I was born and I was 6 months old, and I still remember speaking to archangels, which I thought they were the coolest things in the world because for
Yeah.
a young child like that, they come in the little costume that we paint them as, and you know that that's not how they look. But they come all pretty and and all that other stuff, and you're like, and you get older, you're like, oh, I'm glad you didn't come like this when I was that age,
Right,
because
right.
I would have had a nervous breakdown then.
Exactly,
Uh,
and you know what? I love where you said you've always done it because do you know how I see your energy? I see the back quarter of your energy is on the other side. I
okay.
I see you as, like, like, if you can imagine laying just, like, laying in a pool of water that's maybe an inch thick, like, you are coming out of it, so most of you is in this human realm, but that whole back half of you is firmly on the other side, so you are it's not like you're even fully here, you've got that much of a connection there.
Thank you for acknowledging that. That's an interesting way of putting it. Very good. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, it's like you're coming through.
Yeah, I keep saying, can I just go back there? Come on.
I know.
I keep telling my students and everybody, I have this one cloud that I already put a stake on.
Yep.
And my virgin pina coladas are waiting for me. Now,
Ooh, my favorite.
they're just waiting for me. And, every single time I have a near death experience, or well, I really do die because they got to bring me back with paddles. I'm like, oh, I am so close. And
Not
not,
quite
not,
ready
not
yet.
yet. You still have things to do, really? Oh, come on. And so it's like, but I keep joking about that, and everybody's laughing. Why virgin? I said, because I don't like to drink. I don't like the liquor.
Exactly,
I just like
exactly.
the taste.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be very disappointed if they tell me I won't be able to taste it when I get up there.
Oh, no kidding. No, virgin pina coladas are amazing, and next time you have one, shred some chocolate on top or do some cocoa powder. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. I'm definitely doing that.
yeah.
Now, would you like to, besides the librarians, would you like to give anything else to the audience that you feel you need to share?
Yeah, let me drop in and just see. Oh, this is a good one, yes. Um, the image my guides are giving me is I love that the pina colada kinda ties in. It's like sitting on a beautiful white beach looking across this beautiful ocean, and at the very end of the ocean, there is this turquoisey blue light, and it's coming at us. And it's one of those lights that it just fills the sky, fills the water, fills everything as it's coming towards us. And
Hmm.
what they're saying is there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of pain. Pain is a better word than negativity. There's a lot of pain right now, and your community, this community, so many people are wanting this light. They want this turquoisey blue green light to fill them, and it is possible, it is capable. We just need to keep looking towards that light and not get distracted by the things that are not the light. And the closer the light gets, the louder the distractions around us are going to be. So to stay focused, to stay in that heart, the healing that they want to give is to find your own heart. If you can touch it, if you can just move your attention there. Ooh, touching it feels really strong. That beautiful green, blues, pink, like, sparkles around it that is coming out of your heart, that is the heart energy that's on the horizon. And what we're being tasked to do is connect heart energy to heart energy.
Hmm.
And the distraction around us can happen. It will happen. The closer we get, the larger the distraction. But just stay focused, lead with your heart, and connect to that heart energy is out there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's getting close, which is why it's getting loud, because it's getting close.
Wow.
Mhm.
That is, thank you. That is wonderful.
Thank you.
Feel that energy that you just created, uh, flowing out so beautifully.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mm. Wow. Um, what can I say after that?
It just feels good.
Yeah.
But that's where we need to be, you know? That's the place to live from.
Mhm.
especially now.
Mm, yes.
Yeah.
Whew, I'm getting chills,
Yeah.
which is a
I'm
good thing.
feeling that.
Oh,
That's the blessing.
thank you. Thank you. So, for our audience, just mention their book again, where they could find it, and just let us just say how they could find you.
Yeah. If you want a couple of different options, if you go to coffeewiththelibrarians.com, I'll send you the free monthly message that's channeled from the librarians. It's just like having coffee with the librarians. There's information there if you want to connect directly with your guides, with the librarians, with whoever. And then if you have been through the experience of betrayal, any kind of betrayal, it's not fun, but you can reach out. I've got a free betrayal recovery guide that you can download. It's got a meditation, some somatic movement, and you can get that at betrayalrecoveryguide.com. So, coffee with the librarians or betrayal recovery guide.
I love the coffee with the librarians.
Me too. Thank you. They're my favorite people to have coffee with.
I definitely would love it.
Mhm.
I just want to say thank you. It's total pleasure having you here. And ever want to come back, please just reach out.
Thank you.
And to our audience, I just want to say thank you for being here with us. Please share this out, because you know that a lot of people are going through a lot these days, and there's not a lot of help out there. So at least a place to start,
Yeah.
and start preparing yourself then for everything else. But this way, you have a starting point.
Yeah.
Thank you again, and as always, I always tell my audience, love you. Bye.